50, wherever you're watching us, Fox54 Plus, YouTube, or Facebook, or any of our streaming apps. I'm Gabe Glassman, reporting live from Scottsboro. If you've been keeping with us all day, you would know that there is a pretty active investigation going on here. In fact, I'm not sure if you can hear it. You definitely can't see it in this frame, but there is a helicopter, so we apologize in advance for any audio issues. You may hear that in the background, but let's bring you up to speed for those who didn't catch up with us earlier this afternoon, and you may not know, but there is an active manhunt, a multi-agency manhunt. You may have seen the blue alert on your phone. This is still an ongoing investigation, and this still is an ongoing scene here. And we're gonna get into that. We are a good ways away. We're a safe distance away from where the main action occurred earlier this morning. Let's bring you those details right now. Not a lot has changed, I can tell you that, since the last time we updated you, but let's give you the full rundown as we know it as of right now. Around 1 a.m. this morning, officers responded to a domestic incident in Ruth Street in Scottsboro. The suspect fled the scene. Pursuit ensued, ended at US 72 and County Park Road, which you definitely can't see it, but it's over there, and the road is still closed. We can see that. We can confirm that road is still closed off at this time. The suspect, who is being identified as Daniel Victor McCarn, he's 29 of Huntsville. A crash happened, ending the pursuit. McCarn exited the vehicle and started firing shots. One of those shots striking an officer. That officer was transported to Huntsville Hospital. They're being treated for non-life-threatening injuries at this time. McCarn continued to flee on foot, and a multi-agency manhunt has continued for several hours now for Daniel Victor McCarn. He's being described by the Alabama law enforcement agency as a white male, 5'10", 170 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. And according to Aaliyah, he was last seen wearing a gray shirt, black shorts, no shoes, and Aaliyah is reporting that he also walks with a limp. Multiple agencies are on the scene here, including Aaliyah, State Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, United States Marshals, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive, and others, including Scottsboro PD and the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, and others are assisting in the investigation as well. And you are asked if you have any information for McCarn's whereabouts to call 911 immediately. Now, let's talk about that alert you may have gotten on your phone or your television around 12:15 earlier this afternoon. That was a blue alert, and I'm going to pull up some information here to give you, to kind of let you know. You don't see blue alerts very often, but the Alabama law enforcement agency describes a blue alert as a peace officer missing, injured, or killed, and at large suspect is believed to be a serious threat to the public. At this time, McCarn is described as armed and dangerous, and a police officer was injured. And we did, again, still being treated for non-life. Still being treated. We don't know the condition at the time, but that person was being treated for non-life-threatening injuries, at least earlier today. And Again, for those who are just tuning in, we'll repeat this information for you so you don't miss it. This is Gabe Glassman reporting from Scottsboro. We still have an active scene here, as you can see behind me. May not be able to see the full picture here, but just over across the street, there does look like to be a staging area. We're kind of situated on US Highway 72, across the street in a safe location. I'll repeat the information for those who are just tuning in here. Again, this is still an active investigation. A multi-agency manhunt is underway following an officer-involved shooting in Scottsboro early this morning. It happened around 1 this morning. Officers were initially responding to a domestic incident in Ruth Street in Scottsboro. The suspect has been named as Daniel Victor McCarn, 29 years old, of Huntsville, white male, 5'10", 170 pounds, brown hair, and blue eyes. McCarn fled, and a pursuit ensued and ended in a crash at US Highway 72 and County Park Road. Again, it's just right over there. That road is still closed. McCarn exited the vehicle, began firing shots, at least one of those striking an officer. That officer has been transported to Huntsville Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We have not been updated on their condition at this time. A multi-agency manhunt has continued for several hours now, and that still continues as helicopter is in the distance coming back towards our way. Daniel McCarn was last seen wearing a gray shirt, black shorts, and no shoes. And Aaliyah reports that he does walk with a limp. Multiple agencies still on site here, including the State Bureau of Investigations, Aaliyah, FBI, U.S. Marshals, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, along with Scottsboro PD, Jackson County Sheriffs, and other agencies who are assisting in the investigation. You are asked by the Alabama law enforcement at this time, if you have any information on McCarn's whereabouts, to contact 911 immediately. A blue alert was issued in regard to this. That happened around 12:15. You may have gotten the notification on your phone earlier today. At this time, there have not been updates for a few hours now. This is the latest information we are bringing you, and we will be continuing to provide you updates once they become available. So make sure you're staying tuned. Tonight on Fox 54 News at 9, we'll give you a full recap as we know it at that time. We also are planning to keep going with our live coverage at the top of the hour for the next few hours. So make sure you stay tuned to our social media channels, fox54.com and Fox 54 Plus, because that is where we will be providing updates. Once again, at this time, multi-agency manhunt continuing here in Scottsboro, and we will provide updates once they become available. In Scottsboro, reporting live, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.